Couches and Hot Chocolate. Written by Soda Beetle. Read by Arashi. Korekio was sat on the couch, wrapped in a blanket and pulling it closer. He could hear the clinking of mugs from the kitchen as Rentaro looked for two. It was a cold day. The sun was setting, meaning it would get colder outside as it got darker. The two had been hauled up inside all day, trying to stay warm. Pointed at them was a small, portable heater, sending warm air in their direction, making the entire room warm. The TV was currently showing some travel show, a group of people traveling around the world visiting haunted locations. It appealed to both of their tastes, traveling and the occult. Thankfully, they had similar interests, so it was equally entertaining to both of them. Rentaro opened the fridge, grabbing the milk and pouring it into their respective mugs. His was decorated with an old-looking map, the oceans filled with sea monsters, sirens, and whirlpools. Kyo's was decorated with a tarot card, specifically the death card. It depicted a skeleton holding a scythe while standing in a field. Rentaro was almost tempted to grab the mug he bought as a gag gift for the anthropologist. He saw it at a gift shop while on one of his travels. It said, "My anthropology degree makes me highly qualified to judge everyone." Rentaro thought it was hilarious. And, while Korekio did find it amusing and highly appreciated the thought of his partner buying him a mug, the corny saying was a little off from his tastes. Rentaro did sometimes find it in their dishwasher, though. He put the mugs in the microwave, gathering the hot cocoa mix while the milk warmed up. After hearing the microwave beep, he scooped 2 spoonfuls into each one, stirring them for a couple seconds. "Hey, Kyo, babe," Rentaro called from the kitchen. "Yes, dear." He turned to look behind him in the direction of the voice. "Do you want any marshmallows in your hot chocolate?" The lime-haired man held up a small bag of tiny marshmallows. "Yes, please. A couple would be nice." "Gotcha." He poured a couple into each one. They bobbed up and down as they fell into the brown liquid. Carefully, trying not to spill, he carried them back to the couch. Korekio lifted up the blanket they had been laying under, letting the other sit down and get comfortable. After pulling the blanket back over them, Rentaro handed Kyo his drink. "Thank you, dear." He gave him a quick peck on the cheek through his mask. "Not a problem. Careful, it's hot," Rentaro responded while blowing on his drink. He hummed, acknowledging the warning. The mug warmed his hands, the only part of his body, aside from the top of his face, that was uncovered and exposed to the cold. Every inch of Kyo's body was covered, from his turtleneck to the socks he was wearing that rose up, stopping at his calf, under his jeans. Rentaro was in the same attire, except he wore a thick hoodie and was somehow okay with wearing ripped jeans in this weather. It was completely dark outside now. The street lamps had turned on, and it was getting colder due to the lack of sunlight. They sipped their drinks as they huddled closer together, cuddling to share warmth. The only light sources currently on in their apartment were the standing lamp next to their couch, and their bedroom light shining through the crack of the door. The warm light sources created a comforting feeling throughout their home. Winter was cold, but at least they could escape it together by staying inside. They used it as an excuse for them to just be lazy. They finished their drinks. Korekio took Rantaro's mug. He was about to move off the couch, but stopped when he felt arms wrap around his torso. "I have to take the mugs back to the kitchen, dear." Kyo looked down apologetically. "Yeah, I know, but I don't want you to get up. It's warm." Rentaro hugged tighter. "I don't want to either, but if neither of us do it now, they will be left out overnight." "All right," he let go. "But I want extra hugs and smooches as a compensation when you get back." "Of course. I can't think of anything better than that." Kyo placed the mugs in the sink, rinsing them, before putting them in the dishwasher. He quickly walked back over, sitting next to the adventurer, pulling the blanket back over them. Rentaro wrapped his arms around Kyo's waist, pulling him closer. "I believe some smooches were in order?" He smiled cheekily. "Oh, my apologies. How could I have possibly forgotten?" Kyo teased, pulling down his mask. He brought his hands up to Rantaro's face, holding his cheeks, placing a kiss on his forehead. He pulled away. "Are you satisfied?" Rentaro put on an exaggerated look to show he was deep in thought. Nope. I think more smooches are in order." "My goodness, you must be extremely deprived. Whatever will you do?" Rentaro faked a cough. "I require more, my love." He threw his head backwards against the back of the couch. "I can see the light, Kyo. Hurry, I need kisses, or I will perish." Another fake cough. Korekio chuckled at his partner's dramatic antics. "Oh no, this sounds very serious. Fortunately, I have the remedy you ask for." Another kiss to the forehead, before moving down and kissing both of his cheeks. He held Rantaro's face, gently moving it to place kisses wherever he could reach. "Do you feel better, dear? I'm assuming you will now continue to live on in this life? Yep, all good. He cocked his head to the side, giving a lopsided smile. But I think you deserve some too. Rentaro moved his arm up and around Kiyo's shoulders, suddenly flopping backwards while gently pulling him on top of his chest. Kiyo let out a small yelp at the surprise action. Rentaro let out an apologetic laugh. Sorry, babe. Didn't mean to hurt you. No need to worry, you didn't. It just surprised me. Okay, good. But I'll show my apology through more affection. He pulled Kiyo closer, pressing kisses to his forehead, cheeks, and nose, every so often doing an exaggerated mwah sound. Kiyo snuggled closer while being showered with affection. He giggled as green bangs tickled his face. Rentaro's face was warm, aside from his eyebrow piercing occasionally rubbing against his skin. The kisses slowly stopped and turned into Rentaro nuzzling his face. I would love nothing more than to continue showering you with affection, but the hot chocolate made me tired. He yawned, his eyes watering as he began to grow more and more tired. It's all right, dear. Kiyo yawned too, leaning in to place a chaste kiss on Rentaro's lips before laying his head on his chest. I'm tired too. He slipped off his mask, reaching to place it on the small table in front of them. Want to nap here for a while? Rentaro kissed the top of Kiyo's head before closing his eyes. Kiyo let out a quiet yes. He closed his eyes and fell asleep to the sound of his partner's breathing. They would wake up later, probably in the middle of the night to some random TV program playing, turning it off before retreating to their bedroom, quickly throwing on their PJs and falling asleep in their warm bed. A perfect way to end a winter evening